illegal over there. So the food there, like the produce and like the poultry, it's like it is off the chain. It is so the food there is incredible.
I think you find that like I travel a lot and like I travel a lot to Central and South America. It's the same thing. I never get bloated. I could eat pasta all day in Italy and I don't get bloated. I don't feel like shit. I don't have gluten allergies, like any of those stuff. It's what we're putting in our foods. It's a, I could talk a link on it. It's just like the I don't know. It's just their processing and how they're making, mass marketed all this, that. And, sometimes I'm getting meat and I'm like, I'm questioning it. That's why I get my meat now from local small farms, family owned farms, because I know it actually like, okay, it's a good cut of meat. I know it tastes well. I know that it's just not mass produced. Like sometimes I can get certain cuts of meat because they don't have the fucking cows to do it. You know what I mean? Like I'd rather order from someone like that than go buy it at a mass supermarket. Yeah. I mean, and then it's really gross because then they just they mass supermarket all this stuff and then throw all of it away because it's illegal to give it to homeless or this, that, and the other. It's like, it's so weird. It's just a weird situation.
That's what, Mickey in South Philly goes to a place that they get 1 cow a week and they open on Friday with the cow. And when they sell out, they are closed until next Friday when they get another cow, and that's just how they run it.
And they butcher it themselves, and then they
get 1 cow a week, and that's it. And you come in, you can get whatever's that. He cuts the whole thing up, and once it's all gone, it's gone. And the next Friday, he opens back up again and sells 1 cow.
And it hasn't been freeze dried. Oh, it's probably so good. Sorry, go ahead, Alexis.
No, I'm sorry, I interrupted. But I've even proposed to friends and stuff. You can buy whole cows and half cows, and obviously you want a freezer with that and go in with somebody. You buy a cow, they butcher it all up for you, and then you literally have enough meat for a long time.
Yeah,
I mean, it depends on how big your family is and how much meat you eat. But it's going to last you for a long time. They're not small animals. And just think about how more cost efficient and cost effective that's going to be for yourself and for your family members, to be honest.
Yeah. And health wise too. You're going to be like, you'd be surprised at how many less headaches you'd have, how much
because you're not eating antibiotics. You're not eating all this bullshit that are being pumped into these poor animals on a high rate. It's kind of like lately I've been wondering, my mind's been wandering about all the mental health issues that this country seems to have. And I don't know, I always think about all the pharmaceuticals that's probably been dumped in the water. And after us drinking and bathing in it, because our skin is our largest organ, so we do absorb medications through our skins, hence why they have testosterone cream and this cream, right?
Yeah.
Just think about that. We're showering in this, I hate to say it's polluted water, but in the sense anything that's probably been rinsed out. But I mean, I know they filter it and this, that, but there's always going to be a little remnants of something, right?
Yeah.
So maybe over a period of time, maybe that has affected our how our brains are functioning.
Oh, I 100% agree. Couldn't agree more. Yeah.
Like I said, I get high and think about that stuff.
Hey, you're not wrong. But
and you eat a bunch of sad animals.
Yeah,
seriously.
Okay, so I was on an ayahuasca journey, and man, I went through this slaughterhouse, a pig slaughterhouse, and just feeling it made me just and I am a meat eater, don't get me wrong, but the torture, basically, you're eating the high cortisone and the anxiousness and the hurt, and I mean everything feels pain. A plant can feel pain in some aspect. I garden, I see it. If you don't water it, it's probably in pain some way. That's why it dies. But you got to think that you're ingesting all of that in some way or another. Yeah. And their hormones, it's going to to get released into their muscles in one way. I don't know. I'm not an expert in that. I could be talking a lot of shit, but that's where my mind wanders.
No, there's definitely there. I feel like there's not, we don't have the proof to the pudding, but I think we all agree in some capacity that is something that does happen. Right. But Justin, what were you going to say?
I saw a deer today. I was on a long, windy driveway, and a deer was it looked mangy and malnourished, and it kept coughing, and it wouldn't get out of the way of my gigantic truck. And I rolled down my window, and I was just like, "Hey, you're really you're bumming me out. You got to get out of here. You're bringing me down, man. You gotta go." It's sad,
It's
but
sad.
Also
it's like a retired Rudolph,
Yeah. Well, we're taking up their habitats and their space. So where are they going to eat? You know,
he was eating a log that was broken apart on the driveway, and I was like, you can't eat that. I don't know what you're doing, bud, but you're not doing great.
I would
Not
love
doing the deer stuff.
I want to reevaluate your decisions there, dear.
Yeah, buddy.
You're a little lost.
That
down the
deer needs to
road.
go to rehab.
Here's my
Yeah.
card.
I
Give me a
mean-
call.
I
He
feel
was
like
really-
the deer in PA are different anyway, so
True.
Yeah, he was bumming me out. I was like,
Yeah.
"Is this someone's
Aw.
deer? Is this?" It was just in the middle of the drive. I was like, "Is this someone's?" Or like, "Are you just? Why do you look like that? Move."
Yeah.
Yeah, what is the problem? Oh, poor guy.
Yeah.
It's same thing too when you pull alongside like a truck that has the pigs in it, and you're like, "Ah." I was like,
The slaughter truck.
"Yeah." I was like, "It's not gonna stop me from eating this, but I know where you're going, and you don't."
There's a slaughterhouse not far from where me and Justin grew up, and I remember like we would go on like L rides in the summer, and we would
Mhm.
drive by it, and it was like the smell was horrendous, and we were
Oh,
like,
God.
"Oh God, way to ruin our high." Thanks.
Yeah,
but,
right. Holy shit. Yeah.
No,
Well,
sorry.
I think when it comes to it, I think there's a thing like conscious eating. Like, I don't know. I spent a lot of time with just talking with different people from different countries and
Mhm.
different shamans and different backgrounds and cultures and spirituality and just of all sorts. And I think like eating with a good conscience, try to eat things that are clean, give thanks for, whatever it is that you're eating. It gave up its life for you to be nourished in one way, and eat consciously like that and not overindulge in bullshit.
Yeah.
I think it's a good way to eat.
I couldn't agree more. So, but let's keep moving. I have another question. What do you like better, a amusement park or a water park?
I'm really not for either. I don't like either of those things because there's just too many fucking random people touching too many random things. And I'm just like, people piss in the water. So why would I want to get in that?
Yes.
And then I just not into roller coasters, man. I'm going to scream and cry the whole time. I'm just not now. I wouldn't go to either.
All right.
I mean,
Well, let's.
you could put me on a mountain. You can put me on skydiving. You could put me, camping, anything in nature, hiking. I would love to, I love hiking, take me to the summit.
Yeah.
I'll put that work in.
Yeah.
But to spend my free time with a crowd of people standing in line just to be
Yeah.
around
To-
kids and that and screen. No,
It's
not
legit
about that
to
life.
like talk about like the worst place for food. Like you go there, not to mention like all the candy and funnel cake, but then they have like turkey legs wrapped in bacon. Like all that is just
Yeah,
just
can't
kill.
any of that. I have friends that absolutely love amusement parks, and I'm just like, no, you can miss me with that. I'm cool. Thank you very much. I'm not. It just doesn't sound like a good time to me.
Same. We had a former guest on the show named Amy Weller, and we asked the question of like, what do you think like a great idea for a TV show? And her idea was Carnies After Dark. So as much as amusement parks are nuts, I would love to see what the Carnies get up to because they're
wow.
nuts. They're nuts.
Yeah.
But okay. So then next question is chocolate or vanilla?
Chocolate.
Okay, very nice. And then Beatles or Stones?
I probably have listened to more Stones than Beatles, but
Damn
it's
right.
not like my go-to. Yeah.
I mean, just
Yeah, I probably have listened to a lot more Stones and like that better. That's probably more my jam and vibe than like listen to the Beatles.
And then do you play video games, Alexis?
No.
Oh, all right. I was going to ask if you had Xbox or PlayStation, but if you don't do either, then it's fine.
No, I did get Demon Slayer though, because I really got into that anime and I really like it. So I think I might play around and do the Demon Slayer one, but it's not like I haven't had I don't sit down and have that much time to do that.
That's all right. And then, okay, this is the big question, Alexis. This is going to split the room. It's going to decide who you are.
Love it.
When it comes to eating wings, are you drums or are you flats?
I like the wings.
So the flats?
Yeah. I like to pick them apart.
yes.
You know what?